These are the most common mistakes that I see younger players making when they are learning how to serve the ball. The two most common mistakes that I see among players that can serve the ball is their eye contact with the ball and their wrist control. So the number one mistake and the number one thing you need to know when you're hitting a ball is that when we're serving, we need to watch our hand hit the ball every time. And that's whether we're serving or whether we're hitting. And it's the same in other sports. It's the same in baseball. It's the same in golf. I'm sure it's the same in soccer. We need to watch our point of contact the ball. The second most common mistake I see is wrist control. And a lot of players will shank it over to the right because they're letting their wrist go like that. And it's usually to the right. It can be to the left too. But they usually let go of their wrist control right here, and then their hand just flops and it ends over there, and they serve out to the right. So when we're serving, when we're teaching younger players, we want to teach them how to float serve first so that they learn how to use that stiff wrist and gain that wrist control. Because a topspin serve, we're not keeping our wrist stiff the entire time. We're flicking our wrist through the ball, so that's a little bit more advanced. So we're going to teach the float serve first. We want to use our hand like a club, toss the ball up. We want to get here, and we want to blast our arm forward like this, like we're doing a really hard high five. Another common mistake I see is the chicken wing, and this is for the players that haven't developed to contact the ball at the apex height of their swing. They need to contact the ball here and hit through. And they do this weird thing where they're down here and they kind of try to push through. So they need to learn how to get into sight 90 and rotate their bodies and shoulders and their left arm too. We're rotating our left arm with our right and connect here and follow through. Mistake I see a lot with servers that have become proficient and are able to serve pretty well over the net is when they miss to the right. That's because of their shoulders, and it's because of where their arm and hand ends. And to amend that, we need to make sure they need to know that they need to follow their serving hand through to the target. Where your hand ends hitting the ball should be where you're aiming at the target. So the players missing out to the right, they're doing this, and they're following through out to the right. Also, their shoulders are square to out of bounds. Their shoulders need to be square to the net. Take your serve here and end with your arm square to the net. And it's as simple as that. A lot of players that miss short on that same exact serve, it's because they're slightly curling their fingers at the end of their ball, and their hand is ending a little bit too low. The ones that just barely don't make it over. The last thing I'll say is that teaching a younger player how to serve, if they have no ability, strength, or power to get the ball over the net to begin with, is very difficult. In fact, not doable. If they don't have the strength to hit the ball across the full court, you can't really teach them how to serve. So they need to find a wall and hit the ball against the wall as many times as possible so that they can gain that strength and that control.